About 700 kilometers from Bangkok is a small town, Chiang Mai. The mountainous region was once the capital of independent Lanna Kingdom till 1558. Besides some beautiful 14th century Buddhist temples in the town, the biggest attraction here are the elephant sanctuaries. I chanced upon this opportunity and decided to get a peek into their life there. My friend and I zeroed in on Into the Wild Elephant Camp, which practices ethical treatment of animals. So, we began our journey in the early hours, and after an hour's drive through the scenic green locales of the northern part of Thailand with beautiful flora and fauna, we reached the camp in our truck. Into the Wild offers both half-day and full-day tour of the camp. We chose the half-day tour. The best part was that the size of the group was limited, which gave us enough time to observe the behavior of the jumbos and also interact with them. Pai and Sam were our guides, who gave us an insight into the history of elephants in Thailand and how they were being exploited for long hours to carry heavy loads of logs. Wildlife enthusiasts get a chance to spend a few hours with the elephant in a safe and responsible way. And then the jumbos come walking to you as you head off with a bag carrying bananas provided by them. The elephants are impatient as they know you have a bag full of bananas. You're allowed to feed them with your hands. It's sure a sight to behold. And the bond between the camp volunteers, Mahout, and the elephants is sheer delight to watch.
I had just arrived in the city, and everybody that like works with the camp here was really down and upset, and I didn't, I'm like, what is happening today? But a camp in Chiang Mai called Elephant Nature Park, one of the bigger ones, there was a mahout in his 60s or 70s who was like a month away from retiring, and he had taken care of this male elephant for over 30 years, the same elephant, and that elephant was in peak hormone period and killed the mahout like very violently. And so, all the sanctuaries in this area, they all work together and are part of the same alliance, so everybody knows each other. So when that happened, it was like everybody in Chiang Mai was like very. So yeah, my second time ever volunteering, that happened the day that I arrived, and I was terrified, honestly, because it's hard to imagine that somebody could take care of this elephant for 30 years and then be killed by that elephant.
The visiting tourists are given a red shirt to sport so as to let the elephants know that we are no intruders. The elephants are domesticated, and when you watch our guides cuddling them, they are at ease. Talking of ethical treatment of animals, people at the Into the Wild feel that elephants don't mind ferrying around people. They would rather not mind carrying people than carrying heavy logs of wood for hours. Domesticating wild animals is no mean feat. The man animal conflict exists, so it's not only the humans who feel threatened by animals, the vice versa is also true.
How strong an elephant really is. So, elephants usually are around 4 to 6 tons in weight, a full grown elephant. So, when you think about using animals for help with work, and you think about how horses primarily are used in the West, or camels, or bulls, these animals are all significantly smaller in weight and in strength than an elephant, and yet so many times we see horses being put to work, even having, controlled by their mouth, putting horseshoes onto their feet. None of these things are natural, but it's very rare that we would question the use of a horse this way. Whereas an elephant, being so much larger, so much stronger, carrying someone on their back is really next to nothing. It's not difficult for them at all. Even when you add the chair, it's like it's not a hard thing for the elephant to do. So it's not a natural life by any means for an elephant to be carrying people around every day in the city, but in today's world where deforestation is a major problem and wild space for elephants is going away more and more, uh, having an environment that the elephant is taken care of and fed is top priority for people in this country right now.
These elephants are more comfortable in the wild and feel at home while enjoying the freedom to walk around, bathe, and do things at their will. Even though they know they are being cared for and provided food and put in a safe environment, domestication doesn't entirely make them harmless, as they do go on a rampage when hormones play havoc in their bodies. A few years ago, an elephant killed its own mahout, who had been caring for it for the last 30 years, and the people in the sanctuary were shell shocked. However, Sam, a volunteer at the Into the Wild, says it's not altogether the fault of the animal. To put things in perspective, she says that what happened was a shock to the elephant who killed the mahout too. The elephant did regret its act and did not allow anyone to move the body of the mahout, as it felt the mahout was his property and stood guarding the animal for hours.
What happened with this man was it was early in the morning and it was very foggy, and he came into the enclosure and the elephant just did not see him at all. So he was completely spooked, and it was just bad timing that it was also like his peak hormone period. So just immediate rage. And the craziest part is that like they will literally express remorse afterward. Like once the hormones pass, like they know that that's their mahout, you know. So sometimes they won't allow people to remove the body because they're so protective over the mahout, and they're like regretful that they did that. And so people will come in to try to like remove the body, and they get mad, like they don't want anybody to touch it. And it's
So
really
they
sad
actually
for
realize
everyone
later. Yeah, right,
involved. Like, you
right.
know, the elephant didn't want to do that. So
Yeah, it was accident.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The elephants are seen going about their business in the wild, breaking the twigs, and for once it's them leading the way as tourists follow in their footsteps. You often see elephants throwing a sack of mud or sand on their bodies. This is said to be a natural sunscreen to protect the body from the heat. The tourists are then taken into the mini ponds inside the woods where they are allowed to smear mud on elephants' bodies. It's a delightful experience for sure. This is one activity that must be part of the do list of every traveler visiting Chiang Mai in Thailand. This means ticking another box off your bucket list.
I'm at one of the elephant sanctuaries in Chiang Mai in Thailand, and we've come here to have a look at the elephants that have been rescued and who have been adopted, and they have been let out in the wilderness. So this is about conserving wildlife and not burdening them. So there is this organization called Into the Wild, which believes in ethical treatment of animals. Um, and it's a fantastic project, and I believe that even the government of Thailand, the kingdom, is trying to help them because they care a lot about animal conservation. So this is Reshmi for Sakshi Post from Chiang Mai, Thailand.